Tennessee Titans Weekly, we can't read a rock, but being the best podcast with Huff and Jock. We cover the Titans early in the morning or later, with everything you need, spitting facts and on paper. From the Music City, born and raised, we reppin'. The city and the state of Tennessee, we steppin'. Our fans enjoy, they say they'll enlighten us. Let's go Titans fans and tighten up. Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast. We're here to be the best and never last. Hawk and Jock, what's the plot? To make the Super Bowl, or can we win or not? Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast. We give you news and perspectives and do it fast. When you see our shows, tell us what's up. Let's get this win and go home and tighten.
Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques.
Hawk.
What's up, folks? Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is your way. It's Jacques here, man. We here, bro. Hey, game 1 is over with, man. The Bears game is over with. All that is done, man. Now we're in, week 2, game 2. We got the New York Jets coming to town. First home game of the season, Jacques.
Yes, sir, and I will be there. It's the New York Jets coming to game 2. You know what I mean? Should see if we can bounce back. But yeah, man, we got the Jets coming into town. Hopefully we can take care of that. But we'll see. We get in that discussion, man. So
yes, sir.
Thanks for everybody for watching the show, and let's rock and roll, man.
Yes, sir, Jacques. Yes, sir, bro. As Jacques mentioned earlier, man, we appreciate everybody on watching us, man, on the show here. And Jacques, man, again, we got the Jets coming to town, man. Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback, the ever so controversial Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, man. So they have the Jets winning this game. I was trying to find Vegas. I have to look at that. I'll look at it here in a few. So looking at this game, Jacques, the New York Jets are coming off a loss against the San Francisco 49ers, 32-19. We're also coming off a loss against the Chicago Bears. Both teams are looking for their first win of the season. So, Jacques, give us 2 reasons why you think the Tennessee Titans can actually beat the New York Jets.
Reason number 1, you're trying to come up with some type of bounce back, right? And you're trying to figure out how to get the momentum going. And you're looking at a Jets team that statistically, Aaron Rodgers, and again, it's the Aaron Rodgers of old, only threw for 167 yards. Okay. Breece Hall only ran for 54 yards. And their leading receiver was Allen Lazard, which was 89 yards. Now, those are pedestrian numbers at best. Now, the league has actually had a whole trend of that in the league last week, where it wasn't a lot of offensive, power, to say the least, that was done. So you can chalk it up to that. But we had the number 1 defense, and I think we still have the number 1 defense in the league through week 1, now week 2. And if you can contain Aaron Rodgers on offense, like a la the San Francisco 49ers did, you potentially have the chance to win this game. Now, you have to create turnovers as well, right? We got to get pressure. You create turnovers, try to score some points on defense, you can win this game. On the flip side of that, my second reason how we can win this game, specifically on offense, establish the run. Sounds kind of weird, sounds kind of crazy, sounds like we're backtracking, sounds like we're going back to the old school way. But establish the run, okay? Because what that's going to do is going to open up the pass. Something that I've seen trend-wise throughout the league, even at the game last night against the Bills and the Dolphins, the Bills established the run. James Cook had 3 touchdowns. I know people don't like it. It's boring football. It's not exciting. But right now, with how the makeup of the offense is right now, and how the playbook and how Will Levis doesn't have the best relationships with his receivers right now outside of DeAndre Hopkins, you need to find a spark. You need to find something where it gets the offensive line in rhythm. You need to find something where it gets the offense period in rhythm. So I would say if you can establish the run, that'll open up some type of something in the pass game. Now, they got a solid defense. We'll get to that in a minute. But if you can do those 2 things, you can win this game. What about you, Hawk?
Facts, no paper, Jacques. Great points overall. I really think, and I showed the spread there. They got the Jets as a 4-point favorite against the Titans. So I'm going to tell you this, Jacques. I watched the game, of course, when it was live. Then I went back and watched film on the game as well. I watched two 2 or 3 times I watched the whole game, or as far as film of the whole game, even as of early this morning. The Jets are beatable, folks. The Jets are beatable. Offensively, I think the Jets, they do a lot of they throw the ball a lot to Garrett Wilson on the outside, a lot of out routes. Garrett Wilson they always throwing flare routes trying to get on the ball. And then down the middle, they're looking for Lazard vertically. Lazard did have 2 touchdowns, to your point, Jacques, about Lazard. He did, statistically, the Jets didn't play well at all. But, this guy here, Garrett Wilson here, man, this guy here, they're going to look for him. They're going to look for him. So I think, if anything, man, I think we can actually beat the Jets just by corners, man. I think if we could get L'Jarius Sneed, who made a quote a few days ago that said, hey, I didn't play a good game, though statistically he did. But, I understand what he's saying because he got picked on 1 or 2 times or whatever. And he's like, man, that's not going to happen moving forward. I think the defense did so well against the Bears. Again, we're the number 1 defense in the league. I think if we could stop them up front on their receivers with Lazard and Garrett Wilson, those are their only weapons, honestly, at receiver. Now, they're going to run Breece Hall. Breece Hall, he ran okay. He was all right. He had, he was all right. 54 yards rushing against the 49ers. He did have 1 touchdown in that first drive. That first drive, the Jets moved down the ball, and all of a sudden, the 49ers just clamped down. It was like, hey, this ain't happening. But I really think our defense could do better this game than they did against the Bears. I really do, because Aaron Rodgers is old, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers still has that Achilles issue. Yes, he's at full goal, but, hey, man, you're 40 years old. You got a torn Achilles just last year, man. You can see during the 49ers game when he had to get flushed out the pocket, he was limping. I was like, he ain't all the way there yet. If our DBs can clamp down their receivers, which I think they can, we got to put the ball in Aaron Rodgers' hands, as crazy as that sounds. Can he run? Can he do like he did in the past with the Green Bay Packers, where we didn't want him on the run? You actually want him on the run. I'm not really scared of Breece Hall for some reason. I think our front line is going to hold him straight. So I just think when you look at Awuzie, who had a hell of a game last game, L'Jarius Sneed, Brownlee, and McCrary, can those guys lock down the receivers for the New York Jets? I think they can, man. I think they're going to be shocked of how well our defense is. That's one thing. So shout out to Denard Wilson, our defensive coordinator. Do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Secondly, so I'm looking on the offensive side of the ball. The 49ers offensive line was pushing the D-line of the Jets, the scary New York Jets defensive line. Quinnen Williams, all those guys were getting pushed up the field. I was shocked. I mean, I saw like Kinlaw getting pushed around, Clemens getting pushed around, Jermaine Johnson. I'm like, dang, the 49ers are just literally pushing them. So it's going to be on our offensive line, man. It is. Can we establish the run like you said earlier? We're a better run blocking team than a pass blocking team. Get the ball out of Will Levis's hands, play safe, run the football. Stay with running the ball. You can actually run on the Jets. You can run on them. They had 147 yards off a running back that was undrafted. Here in Nashville, the Nashville area of Gallatin, he went off. Can they do the same against the Jets? And then I'm speaking on the Titans. I think it's very possible. They made Jordan Mason look like Bo Jackson. Can we do the same? Can Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears do the same? We established the run, Jacques. We're beating the Jets, bro.
Perfect. All right. Awesome. Now, flip that. Give us 2 reasons how we can lose to the Jets.
You know how we can lose to the Jets, Jacques? This guy right here. This guy right here, right? So I think, man, we have to be careful on the fact that you have a shaking quarterback. Coach Callahan, he burned him up, man. Hey, he basically called him stupid, literally, just saying, hey, look, we can't do those things. We could have punted 1st and 10 every play, and even though we got one of the punts blocked, but I look at it more like Will Levis. Can he play turnover-free football? Okay, he's probably good for 1 turnover, but can we keep it down to 1, not 2 or 3? We can't put Will Levis in a situation because they got Sauce Gardner, because they got DJ Reed. Their safeties actually played good against the 49ers. The 49ers scored a lot of points, yes, but they scored 5 field goals. So the Jets is a bend but don't break defense. They'll keep everything on the inside, but they're not letting anything go deep. The 49ers kept trying to push the ball deep. It wasn't happening. Ayuk and those guys made their Juwan Jennings, Deebo Samuel, they got the ball out, but they didn't let it go deep. So because of that, Will Levis throwing intermediate passes, that scares me. It does. Him and Calvin Ridley are not on the same page. Calvin Ridley's running go routes, and he's trying to look for him on the out route. You know what I'm saying? Chig and Josh Wiley got to figure out where they're at. I mean, it's just all over the place. Keep the ball out of Will Levis's hands as much as you can, man. If we don't, we're gonna lose this football game. The Jets are already saying we can't wait to play him. They're licking their chops right now. So it's on Will Levis not to turn the football over. It's simple as that for me. Though. I know the special teams suck. It's simple as Will Levis playing control-free football. What about you, Jacques?
Man, facts, no paper. Again, I have so much confidence in our defense that I don't really have too many big concerns on that end. Offensively, man, I mean, you can make an argument for the offensive line. The offensive line is not like San Francisco. But like you said, at the end of the day, it is on Will Levis. It is on him. I mean, it just hands down. He can't make any stupid mistakes. And I hate to sound like a carbon copy, but Reed and Sauce Gardner on the outside, those particular passes that when I went back and looked at film, I'm like, that was a turnover worthy play. That was a good play. That was a turnover worthy play. It just takes one time. And I think this will be a defensive heavy game to start out. And you just need that one time. It's almost like a carbon copy of the Bears game, right? Bears, Jets, to me, got a little bit better defense than the Bears. But the Bears had a decent secondary, but not like the Jets. The Jets secondary is scary. And like you said, if they're telling me already, hey, this is his tendencies, because basically they're telling you it's a tendency. It's a tendency when that's how I know they're watching film. That's how I know that they're sitting back. Because especially like I understand because I used to play DB, I get it. I'm like, what's his tendencies? Oh, hey, Quentin Williams and them, if y'all can kind of get to him, touch him up a little bit, we can work in the backfield. We can definitely work. And this is a secondary that you don't want to do that to. You do not want to. Again, there's a stat right now that a lot of teams are playing the too high safety look.
Yes, sir.
And it's working. Do you remember Levis's first read is always downfield? And you don't want to do that in this game. So if he's allowed to run amok, if he's allowed to play hero ball, then it's gonna be a long day to say the least, right? And like you said, you want to keep it at a one interception minimum, but after he throws that interception, can he bounce back? And we're not saying it's going to happen, but if it happens, does he regain his composure, or does he turn into panic Levis? That's how I'm gonna start calling him Panic Levis. This is the Panic Levis, and we coined it here first. So if you hear anybody else saying it, we said it first. All right. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. Panic. We gonna look like that. So that is really the reasons that we can lose this game. It's specifically on number 8.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Jacques. Facts, no paper, bro. So looking at this game, Jacques, looking overall, if there is a New York Jet fan out there watching this game and watching this show, and they might not know much about the Titans, I'm sure they don't. Who should they watch out for? Like, who should have a big game for the Tennessee Titans versus the New York Jets?
I'm gonna go Tajay Spears. I think Tajay Spears, his name is out there, but it ain't out there just yet. And they're going to be checking, especially if they're looking for film. TP got most of the carries last week, right? And I think Callahan did mention that he wants to give them some type of even split.
Yep.
So if you put T Spears out there, T Spears is a little bit more shifted than TP, right?
Yep.
And I think if you can manipulate that and also manipulate him in the pass game, because that's something I don't think he got involved in a lot. They utilize the screen game with the running backs, but I'm like, you got 2 backs that can catch out the backfield also. So you can get in like 12 personnel and put them out to the outside and have T Spears line up as a receiver, have him run like an inside slant or something just real quick, get him involved early. So I say look out for T Spears. What about you, Hawk?
Great points, Shop. You know who I think will have a great game against the New York Jets, man? I think it's going to be Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, man. I think this could be an opportunity, whether it be him or any inside linebacker in this game, based on what I saw against the 49ers. The linebackers for the 49ers, even some of the safeties, were all over the field. Fred Warner had a hell of a game against the Jets because the Jets like to throw it in the middle. You're going to have Breece Hall catching passes, and you're going to have Garrett Wilson catching passes on the inside. Now, again, Garrett does do a lot of routes, a lot of out routes, a lot of flare routes on the outside. Aaron Rodgers throws the ball just like this. Literally every throw is boom, boom, boom. So I think it's going to be opportunities for our linebackers to step up, maybe get an interception, make a lot of tackles. I anticipate one of our linebackers at least getting 9 tackles and maybe a turnover. We need a turnover so bad. Our defense is number 1 in the league after game 1. But we still, to my brother's point, Mark the Skeptic, he's been saying it for years. Our defense has been a bend but don't break defense. I think now we're more of a, hey, we ain't breaking, but we need turnovers. So I'm challenging the defense. Though you're making sacks and you're making plays, you're making tackles, get a turnover. I do not think the Jets are going to be a high-powered, big scoring offense. If you notice, Jacques, in our preseason show that we spoke upon our schedule, I actually had us beating the Jets. I think some of the challenges we'll have against teams are teams who can put points on the board. I don't see that from the Jets. So I really think I'm looking for Murray, Kenneth Murray, the linebacker from the Chargers, Oklahoma. I think this guy could have a hell of a game against the New York Jets.
Okay, good stuff.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yep.
So is there a player on the Jets who can have a big game that you can think of?
I think it could be Sauce Gardner, man. I think it could be Sauce, bro. You got a very shaky quarterback back there right now. I don't think he's confident after the first game. His coach embarrassed him publicly, and I know that doesn't help. The offensive line towards the second part of the game against the Bears kind of was shaking the pass blocking. It's a lot going on for him to have to really step up to that next level, right? Some people can rise to the occasion. I don't think Will Levis can do that yet. He's got to learn, right? I think he's going to get tricky because you got two good corners. You can't keep throwing it to Reed's side every single time, right? You can't so you have to throw it. You have to throw it on that side at times against Sauce Gardner. We better be careful, man. If those that don't know Sauce Gardner, he wears number 1 for the New York Jets, arguably the best corner in football. The Jets, the safety Tony Adams was really good. He had 8 tackles. Like, their DBs are good, folks. The Jets have great DBs, arguably the best corner tandem in the league. If Sauce Gardner has a big game, we're not winning this game, bro. So I think Sauce Gardner is who we need, who could have a big game. Who about you, Jacques?
I'm going the opposite. I'm going DJ Reed. I'm going to tell you why. Because I think he's going to know not to throw towards Sauce Gardner's way. And that takes away that side of the field. That takes away that particular receiver. And unless they do some type of motion action or whatnot, it takes away. So he kind of has no choice but to throw in that second half of that field to the point where he's like, hey, all right, well, and say if D-Hop does play, right? If is D-Hop 100%? We don't know, okay? But if he does play and he's going against DJ Reed's going to manipulate that. So if he's manipulating that, and again, who is Levis comfortable with? He's comfortable with D-Hop. D-Hop is his go-to guy. So if you think you're going to do that, go right ahead, right? DJ Reed's going to, again, he's looking, he's like, okay, he's not going to throw over there. I'm going to get some action today, right? As much action. And we know Will Levis likes to throw deep. That's something that got to look out for too. So those comeback routes, be careful. Those deep throws that you do, be careful, because trust me, you don't know. I'm not going to throw number 1's way. But DJ Reed, I think he wears number 4. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He wears number 4. Yep, wears 4.
Throw my way if you want to. We going to see. So for me, look out for DJ Reed, dog.
Okay. So we both saying corner, man. Me and you both. Hey, Coach Callahan. Hey, bro, be careful out there, bro. Be careful, Callahan. Them corners are real for the Jets. They're not playing around. They generally had a pretty good game against the 49ers. Like, they did all right. 49ers scored their points by running the football and kicking field goals. So yeah, man. So Jacques, it's been a lot of talk, man, about Will Levis. And for those that didn't check our last show, man, again, for those that watch us on YouTube, just know we're out there on many other platforms. Of course, Bleacher Report is our platform. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify. So shout out to that boy at Brett Mav, the Watch Dad. We did a show, an audio show a few days ago about Will Levis. And are we overreacting to Will Levis? So knowing what you know, Jacques, after game 1, watching the Jets play the other night, just seeing how everything has unfolded over the last week, how do you think Will Levis is going to play, man?
I think you'll get probably a little bit of the same product, unfortunately, right? Will Levis is who he is, okay? And when I hear a coach say, I've told him not to do that, I've told him not to do that, I've told him not to do that, and you go and do it anyway, you are who you are, right? It kind of is what it is. And so when I look at Will, you're going up against a stronger defense, right? Specifically a stronger secondary where all 4 potentially can take one back to the house. It's just like our secondary. We have a good 4 unit, so it's the same. It's the opposite. It's Aaron Rodgers is going to have a hard time. It's the same thing. What happens when your receivers are getting locked up? What are you going to do? Are you going to panic? Are you going to throw it anyway? Are you going to throw it away? You just better hope that Callahan and company has come up with some type of solution to say, okay, we're going to take the ball out of your hands. We're going to allow you to utilize the run game and maybe some quick plays, maybe, just maybe, but a lot of little curls on curls, and maybe open up something later on when we have some momentum. But I think with this whole thing, if Will Levis can get the entire offense on a rhythm, he may be okay. But I just still, he has to show it for me. I you can say, yeah, he's gonna have a bounce back game. Let me see it. Okay.
Yeah.
We've been down this road before where we've said, oh, yeah, he'll bounce back. He'll bounce back. Nah, let me see it. So for me, I feel like you'll still see the same Will Levis, but hopefully safer, not chaotic. What about you, Hawk?
Facts, no paper, Jacques. I think more than anything, man, I anticipate Will Levis playing better than he did against the Bears because I think the play calling is going to be better, and I think that's going to build on his confidence. So I think Will Levis is going to play better. I ain't going to say he's going to play great, but I do think he's going to play better. I think more than anything, don't be shocked that we try to open up the playbook a little bit. I think or maybe later in the game because we have to. We got to put some points on the board. We have to sort of be risky at times. But I do think Will Levis is going to play better. I do think as time goes on, he'll play better. But it's on him. I think the play calls will be there. It's on him mentally. Can he do it? We shall see. I hope that he does. But I anticipate Will Levis playing better than he did against the Bears, bro. I do, man. So
let's hope.
Yep, let's hope. Let's hope, man. So
that's all I can say. Let's hope.
That's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you all for tuning in into the show, man, and everything, bro. Again, you can check us out on Bleacher Report. Follow us on Bleacher Report. Go to Titans. Download the app. You'll see us there. I'm at Lorenzo_the Hawk. Jacques is at Jacques Merrill. You can follow us at Tennessee Titans Weekly here on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Shame on you if you don't. As well on Twitter at Titans Weekly 24/7 and on Instagram at Tennessee Titans Weekly, man. We're on those internet streets, man.
And appreciate y'all again for watching the show. I will be in the game at 4K. I will be there to see it, witness it live. So Titans home, first home game. If you see me there, don't hesitate to speak. But let's get to Sunday and try to get this victory, man. Hawk, take us home, brother.
Yes, sir, man. Well, we hope you all have a great weekend. And as we always say and as we always do, Jacques, facts.
No paper.